You know, in football, there are great clubs, there are legendary clubs, and then there's Real Madrid in the Champions League. Seriously, it's a relationship that almost defies logic. A story of dominance so complete it feels kind of mythical. Okay, let's get into it and figure out how one club made Europe's biggest prize their own personal kingdom.
And that right there, that says it all, doesn't it? For pretty much any other club, lifting that trophy is a once-in-a-lifetime dream. It's the absolute pinnacle. But for Real Madrid, it's something totally different. It's an expectation. It's what they do. It became a habit. And I mean, just look at the scale of that habit. This chart puts it all into perspective. That massive, towering bar, that's Real Madrid. And way, way down there, that's everybody else. It's not just a lead, it's a canyon. This isn't just about success. It's a dynasty that has lasted for generations.
So how on earth did this all start? How did a football club manage to forge an identity so completely wrapped up in one single competition? Well, the answer takes us right back to the very beginning of European football. From the moment the European Cup was created, Real Madrid just took it. Check this out: 1956, 57, 58, 59, 1960. That's 5 consecutive titles. 5. They didn't just show up to play. They basically wrote the rules. From day one, the message was crystal clear. This competition belongs to us. That DNA, that identity, was forged right there in the 1950s.
See, to build something like that, you need a lot more than just great players. You need these core pillars, these ideas that are basically baked into the walls of the club. A powerful, relentless mentality. A belief that never ever wavers, especially when it looks like all hope is lost. You need insane consistency, and, maybe most important of all, an expectation to win. Winning isn't a hope, it's the standard. But you know, even for kings, the crown can slip. After all that early dominance, something almost unthinkable happened. A drought began. A long, long time in the wilderness that would push the very identity of the club to its breaking point. 32 years. Just let that sink in for a second. For a club that was built on European glory, this was an eternity. An entire generation of fans grew up without ever seeing their team lift the trophy they felt was theirs by birthright. You can only imagine the pressure that built up over those decades. And then it happened. The moment that shattered the curse and completely changed the course of modern football history. The dynasty was reborn in 1998. You have to understand, that win was so much more than just a trophy. It was like a psychological dam breaking. It was the moment the club remembered who it was supposed to be. The belief, the swagger, that aura, it all came flooding back in an instant. The modern Real Madrid was born that night. So what came next? Well, the famous Galacticos era. The strategy seems simple enough, right? Just assemble all the biggest superstars on the planet. But it turned out to be a really crucial learning experience. See, stars alone weren't enough. They learned the hard way that a team of brilliant individuals doesn't automatically make a brilliant team, and that failure forced the club to get smarter, to adapt, and to build a better strategy.
And it was those tough lessons that helped create the modern era. The club developed a much smarter, more sustainable way to build a dynasty. This is what we call the modern Madrid way.
This slide shows that shift in strategy perfectly. Just look at the comparison. They went from just buying established global icons to signing the world's best young talent. They started buying future legends, not just current ones. And that new approach led to this perfect blend. You've got the next generation of superstars, like a Jude Bellingham, showing up hungry and ready to take over the world. But crucially, they're surrounded by these experienced leaders, guys like Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, who are the living, breathing embodiment of that winning mentality. That balance, right there, is the engine of their modern success. But there's one more piece to the puzzle, something you can't really buy or coach in the normal way. It's that intangible, almost mystical power of their home stadium, the Santiago Bernabéu. It's a place where football miracles aren't just possible, they're expected. And this is what fuels it all, the Real Madrid mentality. It's this absolute, stubborn refusal to accept defeat. When other teams start to panic, Madrid starts to believe. That unshakable faith that a comeback is always on the cards, that's their ultimate weapon. And if you need one single symbol for that entire mentality, here it is. 92 minutes and 48 seconds.
For any football fan, that number means only one thing. It represents La Decima, the 10th title. It was an obsession that haunted the club for over a decade. Finally achieved with a header in the dying seconds of the 2014 final when all hope seemed lost. That single moment didn't just win a trophy, it cemented the modern legend of the Real Madrid comeback. And of course, you have to give credit to the architects who cultivate this belief. You've got managers like Carlo Ancelotti, the master of keeping things calm and managing huge personalities, and Zinedine Zidane, a man who just is the spirit of winning at this club. These guys don't just coach tactics, they curate a culture of victory. So it all brings us back to this one huge question. After everything we've talked about, why do they always seem to win when it matters the most? I think it's because for them, it's never a question of if they can win, but how they're going to do it. It's the weight of that white shirt, the roar of the Bernabeu, and this deep historical belief that this competition is their stage.
And in the end, it really all comes down to this one simple, powerful truth. Other teams play in the Champions League. They compete for it. They dream of it. Real Madrid, they own it.